أعزائي المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، أنا أستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف المدير التنفيذي لشركة ليبرا السيد مارلون أتريدس، المدير التنفيذي في إمارة دبي. Good afternoon, Mr. Marlon.
Pleasure to meet you.
First, welcome to EMARATI program and thank you for warm welcoming for the team. Let us know more about Marlon Atreides, from where he came and when he came to United Arab Emirates.
Atreides. I'm 45 years old. I'm from the UK. I arrived in the UAE in 2014, March 2014, and I've been a resident here in the country since that time. I think I've had a great journey in the time that I've been here. I've been fortunate enough to work for some Fortune 500s, locally established entities. I established my family here, so well embedded in, I think, the UAE culture, and it's a place that I really enjoy from a personal and business perspective.
Happy for you.
Thank you.
Let us know more about the first year you came to United Arab Emirates. Before when we start to work with Libera, 2015, what was your expectation? After that, from 2015 till 2020, how you see the country to be ready to establish, we can say, a channel to provide this country?
Absolutely. I think the UAE is a very different place in 2014. Right. It was always a place I aspired to come to because of hearing about the business opportunities, the personal and professional growth that could be obtained for expats coming here. And then arriving here was very different than my business trips to the Middle East before, which was to Saudi and Qatar. I found it was much more of a developed market than the other GCC countries I'd obviously been to on business trips. But I also found that culturally and from a business perspective, you needed to be very astute, commercially aware and very adaptable to be successful in this market. And that's something I really enjoyed, the opportunity to be exposed to lots of different nationalities, different business principles, cultural beliefs. I found it very interesting on a personal level and also enriching and rewarding as well. So in my time here, over the I think 12 years that I've been in the country, I've seen a lot of professional growth in myself. I think the market's evolved and grown. I remember being here when Sheikh Zayed Road was flat before the bridge was built, the viaduct for Business Bay, and you can just see the constant evolution and growth of the market. And I think, for myself, it's been a place where I personally have professionally grown. I think that it's a market where I've really enjoyed the journey so far. Like anywhere, it has challenges, but I think it's a very open, progressive market where they're trying to help people to be successful.
After 6 years, we start to join Libera. Let us know more about the Libera profile and what you're finding.
So Libera Consultants is a venture capital-backed oil and gas, marine and energy infrastructure recruitment consultancy. We're based here in Dubai, but we support a variety of multinational companies, government-backed entities, and I suppose rather large multi-billion-dollar JVs across those different verticals. So a lot of our customers are based here in the Middle East, but we provide global recruitment solutions for those partners, whether that be senior executives, people into projects, operations, engineering. So we provide a bespoke executive recruitment solution across those vertical markets.
Before when you provide the people who register on Libera Consultancy, how you training them or how you let them to believe on the vision of Libera to do the things which you are looking to?
Absolutely, it's a great question. So when I established a business, I think that was one of the hardest things that I had to come to terms with, is that you're trying to build a brand, so you're trying to create a culture and get people to understand that vision. And I think when I started to build the brand, it was through social media, it was obviously through interviewing people, and it was trying to be transparent about what the vision and objectives were of the organisation, and try and understand if you find people that have similar interests, goals, aspirations, personality traits, behaviours that would be aligned to the cultural fit, but also to help you and them on the journey of being mutually successful.
I'm sure in UAE more than 220 nationality.
Absolutely.
And when we need to go through that nationality, we have to be very picky. Mm-hmm. Let us know how you are looking to their background and how you do your own research to find the right people also.
Sure. Well, I mean, obviously we use a lot of the professional tools to find people because we're headhunters, executive search recruiters. So we go onto LinkedIn, we use our network, referrals, recommendations, we advertise. And then once we get a long list of people, we would bring them for a face-to-face interview. We would do a screening of their background, their experience, try to understand behaviours, try to understand, I suppose, personality traits. And then if we feel that there's an alignment on that area, we would take some background references. That would really give us the confidence, hopefully, from the references that what we've discussed and we feel is aligned is obviously factual.
How you build the trust between? How you build the trust between you and the other partners?
Again, a really good question. I think that comes over time. You know, in this part of the world, which is, as you said, 200 plus nationalities, being a UAE national or a GCC national, other people see that as being a very transient place. But having been here for 12 years, I think that gives people some trust and confidence in myself, being here, having a family here, you know, having a long-term aspiration to be here for the future. But also it comes from being open, honest and transparent in how you do business, continually showing up to deliver a quality of service for customers. So that is built over time. It's not something that you get from the beginning. Right. And obviously having referrals and recommendations to other customers gives a lot more confidence, and trust is built that way. So
we have to also implement the AI, the artificial intelligence, which is very important also to use it and to get the better of what we are having the last few years. Sure. After COVID-19, most of the company moved digitally more. Yeah. How you see that itself, and how you see also from your perspective or business owners, it's make a growth of the business?
We've just been through the exact exercise at the back end of last year where we restructured the business, we reduced the headcount, and we decided to invest in tools and technology which would allow us to be a lot more robust in terms of the way that we go to market to identify talent, and then we would have key people that would be more technology enabled to have better tools to identify and attract talent. Their obviously competency is very, very strong in terms of how to manage processes, but we've put more enablement with technology to support them to grow the business.
Today I'm sure the market full of demand, but also the competitors there. Yeah. How you are looking to your competitors?
Yeah, I mean,
what you can add differently?
Sure, I think it comes down to the quality of service. I mean, you know, with any customer in the beginning, you get an opportunity, and through quality of delivery of service, which is honesty, transparency, being honest about what you can and cannot do. And in the recruitment market, you know, some people will be cheaper than us and some people will be more expensive than us. But I think what we're always very honest about with our candidates and our customers is what we can do and what we can't do, and people appreciate that. And when we say we'll deliver on a certain deadline, that's what we do. But we also try to impact our customers, not just in terms of the quality of delivery, it's the intangibles such as how can we help them reduce the time to hire, which impacts the cost of hire and operational effectiveness. So it's trying to be more strategic in what you deliver for customers as well, which really gets you closer in terms of that relationship.
What gap do you find in the market?
The gaps? Well, I think there's obviously opportunities. I mean, gaps, I don't think there's that many in our market. I mean, the recruitment market, as you said, is quite saturated. Right. Where I do think there's a gap is obviously in terms of competence, but again, that comes down to restructuring your business, making sure you have the right people. As a business owner, obviously, you can work 24/7, you can feel that, no one has the same ambition as you, and I think that's something you have to understand. But if you surround yourself with the right people that have personal aspirations to achieve certain things, and we're all on the same page, then you can align yourself that way. So,
what's the vision for Libera Consultancy?
Yeah, so it's interesting again that we're actually in discussion with the board about a potential acquisition or a growth into a new market overseas for the business. So that's the ambition for Libera. But in the short term, it's about continuing to deliver a quality solution to our customers and trying to grow our market share with our existing customers.
Around 12 years, United Arab Emirates. Today, if you would like to have advice from your experience to anyone plan to establish a business or to have his founding here?
Yeah, I think you should come to this market because it's a very attractive market. It doesn't discriminate where you're from, what you look like. It's a market where there is, if you're willing to work very hard, and that's sometimes a misconception about the Middle East, or you can come here, it's a holiday, it's not. You have to work exceptionally hard, but the rewards are there. And I think it's a fantastic business environment in terms of how the free zones have been set up. You can now be even in an onshore market and have 100% ownership of your business. I just think it from an individual perspective, there's so many opportunities that can be exploited. And on a personal level, you can have a lot of enrichment in terms of the development you can get by the exposure to different nationalities, the business beliefs, cultural beliefs that people have, just enriches you, enables you to be a lot more of a rounded individual, in my opinion.
Today also, if we talk about the sustainability growth in the UAE, how you see the vision of that sustainability, and also how we can care about this earth?
Absolutely. Well, we're a paperless business, and that's one way we've been trying to impact what we do for Vision 2030. Obviously, on a personal level, it's about what you do outside of work with your rubbish and resources like this. But I think that's one way that we have tried to be more sustainable in what we do as a business by being paperless. So we have a lot of, obviously, our systems are cloud-based. We use a lot of documentation that just goes through our system, so people aren't using notepads, paper. We're not really wasting trees.
So, Mr. Marlon, today, if you'd like to give a thanks message to the people who are close to you, who believe on your vision, who trust on you, and who support you, can we know these people and what message you have to them?
I mean, I would obviously like to thank my family for the support that they've given me. I'd like to support the people that brought me here 12 years ago to this country. The gentleman that brought me here has actually passed away. But I will always be grateful for his support to give me an opportunity to come here, because it's been life-changing for me in terms of starting a family here, the business opportunities I've had, and I suppose my current investors. I think for the first time in my life I've felt like I've had a mentor, and so very, very grateful. But also the leadership of the UAE for the environment that they've created for people to do business here. I really do feel it's the best place to be in the world to be successful in business.
Alhamdulillah. UAE, one of the leaders in the market, also in many fields. The important part, the security and safety, which we have it, that's very difficult to find in any other countries. Thank you very much, Mr. Marlon, for your time to be with the Emirati program. It was our pleasure to visit your office and to know you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.